So we're on day 5 of your biography writing. So I'm going to show you the timetable because I've changed it slightly to reduce it to make way for some of the things that we've got planned in the last couple of weeks. Okay, so you should have read the model text really carefully, looked at the vocabulary from the first and the second half of the text, and then yesterday boxed it up, so used bullet points to write out the key points, the key bits of information in each section of the text. So today we're looking closely at the text again and answering those retrieval, vocabulary and inference questions. And then next week you've got 2 lessons on the grammatical features, so they will be videos from Mrs. Parry and work set from Mrs. Parry, and then I will show you a couple more biographies so that you can explore some other biographies, one that I've written as well, which should give you lots of ideas for your own writing. So then you'll come up with some ideas. You've got 1 day to plan out your biography, thinking of all those interesting facts and bits of information that you want to put in, and then it'll be on to writing your biography and sending it. So a bit shorter than usual. It would be about 12 days in total. Okay, so today we're looking at those 3 different types of questions. So on this PowerPoint, I have put the section of the text that you need and then questions relating to that part of the text. And I've also told you if it's a retrieval, vocabulary or inference question. You also have the text and these questions in your resource pack. So if you'd like to answer them just using the resource pack, that's absolutely fine. Otherwise, you can go through the video and just pause on the page that you want. Okay, so let's have a look at these 3 just to get you started, and then I will put it on the other pages and I won't say anything. Okay, so that retrieval question. So we're skimming and scanning for keywords, reading around them, making sure we read before the word as well, because the answer might be there, and after the word, until we think we've got an answer, and then writing that answer into a sentence. So the question is, what 2 things is Earnest Shackleton known for? So I'm maybe skimming, scanning, looking for the phrase known for. Oh, so I've scanned and I found was best known as. So I'm going to read that whole sentence to help me. So I'm not just going to read after that, I'm going to read the whole sentence. So it says, he is remembered for his ambitious efforts and drive, and was best known as a dynamic leader and an intelligent master mariner. Ooh, okay, so I think I've got those 2 things. So he was best known as a dynamic leader and an intelligent master mariner. So I can put that into a sentence and I've answered the first one. Okay, so that vocabulary is where it's testing my knowledge of different words. Can I identify them in the text? Could I suggest synonyms? Okay, so this one is a find and copy question. So that means I don't need to write my answer in a sentence. I just need to find and copy either a word or a phrase from the text. So the question is, find and copy a phrase. So that's a group of words from the paragraph early life that shows that Shackleton was a very good reader as a child. Okay, so I know there that I don't even need to look back at that first paragraph. It's told me the paragraph it's in. So I'm looking at the early life paragraph and it's about him being a very good reader. So I want you to use those skimming and scanning skills again and look for information about him being a reader. Can you find a few words that show that he was a really good reader? So I'm looking and I found the word reader and I want to read before and after. Is there a phrase there that tells me he was very good at that? Okay, so see what you think there. Okay, and those inference questions, they are questions where you're having to think about your own opinion. What can you infer from the text? So we've got the factual information, but what does that let me know? What does it make me think? So the question is, why might someone describe Shackleton as being inspirational? Use the text to support your answer. So first of all, I need to know what inspirational means. So if someone's inspirational, it means that you look up to them, that they're admirable in some way. So what is it about him that is inspirational? And I need to use the text to support my answer. So I'm going to have a look and see what I think. Oh, so it's told me there that he's a dynamic leader and an intelligent master mariner. Is that inspirational to be a very good leader, to be an intelligent mariner? Maybe I might want to put that in my answer. And then later down, it also tells me that he moved around quite a lot in his early life and that he wasn't motivated by school. But despite not being motivated by school, I know that he went on to do some really important things. So perhaps I might want to put that in my answer. So there's a few things for you to think about there for those first three questions. Okay, so I will leave you to answer those three and then go through, and you've got a few more questions for each section of the text. You've then got some extension questions. So we'll just look at those actually first of all. So the first one is, can you write your own retrieval vocabulary and inference questions? And I've given you a little bit of help for each of those. So if you're asking retrieval questions, you want to be asking what, where, when, why. So where did Shackleton go to school? When did Ernest Shackleton first go to sea? Those types of questions. Your vocabulary, so like I said before, it's that find and copy a word that means, find and copy a word that shows the reader, or what does this word mean? And then you've got your inference questions as well. What do you think this shows in your opinion? So that's asking the reader to really use the text to justify their thoughts and feelings about it. You've then got a second extension question, which is to write a diary from Shackleton's perspective at one point in his life. So I chose the point in his life in 1915 where they became trapped in ice after all those days at sea. So I've just started mine. Dear diary, absolute disaster struck after nearly 500 days at sea and a very successful 500 days. Sorry, that should read, our ship appears to be trapped by ice. And then I'll go on to explain how he's feeling about that situation, what's led up to that situation. So that's showing that you really, really understand that text very well, to put in all that information, but also to be inferring and showing how you think he felt about that situation. Okay, you don't need to do both extensions. You can pick one and do one if you want. Okay, or if you've spent quite a long time answering the questions, you don't need to do the extension. That's up to you. Okay, good luck. I'll minimize myself and leave you to it.